What up, y'all? I'm back with another review, and I'm here to review the debut studio album from Compton singer, rapper, and dancer and actor, Buddy. Now, I've heard the name Buddy before. I've seen him featured on a few projects that I've listened to, a few projects that I've reviewed, and um, I remember last year in 2017 when he released that EP with K Tronada. It was I just saw it actually. It was Ocean in Montana. I remember when that dropped, but I I listened to it, but I never got around to reviewing it. I remember the album. I remember the EP cover and everything. I remember it being short. Of course, it's an EP, but yeah. I see that Buddy is well. I guess he's still signed to Star Trek with Pharrell's label, so big up to that. And he has he's associated with I Am Other, the creative collective of multimedia creative collective, Pharrell's um, not label, but you know what I'm saying, um, company. And so yeah, he's associated with Pharrell like closely, so that's dope. Because being from Virginia, guys like Pharrell, Push, Timbaland, Missy Elliott, No Mouse, of course, just representing for Virginia. So that's cool to see. Now, the debut studio album and the other projects I've seen him featured on. I remember seeing him on Victory Lab. I remember seeing him on Slauson Boy 2, those Nipsey Hustle projects. So, LA boys, South Central, not South Central, but LA, Southern Cali boys just coming together doing a thing. And what was it? I also saw him on, what was it? Rosecrans, I did see him on that too, actually. I did see him on that, but what was it? It was, I think, actually, that might have been it, actually, now that I think about it. Because, okay, I was thinking Cousin Stiz for a minute, but he wasn't featured on Monda, Cousin Stiz's album. He was featured on something else, Cousin Stiz. But, yeah, debut album. And like I said, been hearing about him for a while, so this is my first introduction to him, just ever. And I'm glad that it's as a solo artist. And it's the debut, so let's go ahead and get right into this. 12 tracks long. I think I don't speak about like at least two tracks on here, but I speak about the majority, of course. So let's go ahead and go ahead and get right into this with the first track, Real Life Shit. I have to say that this is just a great intro because even though it's just my introduction to Stiz, to Buddy, still at the same time, it's like, okay, so this is where it's like I'm coming in with the first track and he's starting off saying, yo, this is what I'm going through. Like, this is where I'm at in life right now. I'm going through like real life shit. Like, I'm trying to man up out here. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to help my family out because I'm in debt. Well, they got shit. I got shit. Like, I'm in debt. I gotta pay the court. And he's making confessions like how he doesn't really want to be with any girls. He just wants to get with them, and he's very glad that he doesn't have children because he's still trying to figure his own life out and figure if he's living life right. So it's kind of like he's still a kid. I guess that's what he's trying to say. But that was a great opening track. Like just starting off, letting me know like what's going on. Like even though you signed to a label and everything, this your debut album. Like you still got real life shit you're dealing with. But that was a cool intro. The second track, Shameless, featuring Guap Dad 4000. Here, what I really took away from this, which is a pretty good track, is that he's trying to get rich and he's shameless about it. Which I wouldn't say I'm trying to get necessarily rich, but I guess I can relate to this because it's like, yeah, I'm trying to get a substantial amount of money myself. So, and I'm not ashamed about it. So I can relate to that, and it was just a cool track overall, though. Guap Dad 4000. Not sure who that is, but it had a cool feature on here. So good introduction to him. Maybe I'll have to peep to see if he has anything he's released this year, or if he has anything that's coming out soon for me to check out. The next track. Actually, hold on, because let me check something real quick. Because the third track, I think that was Black with ASAP Ferg. which I just, I mean, it's a cool track. I mean, it just wasn't for me. Like the beat, it just sounds kind of generic to me for some reason. Like just that kind of banger and everything. But it's not to say that there's no substance here or anything. Like just saying, like everything on him is black. Everything is black. What he's wearing, the car he drives, the wheels on the car, just everything is black. And but yeah, featuring ASAP Ferg. But not really much to say about that. It's one of my least favorite tracks on here. But wouldn't say it's a bad track though. So the next track, track number 4, "Hey Up There," featuring Ty Dolla $ign. I've said this about Ty Dolla $ign so many times. When he's featured on something, the track is just great. Just a great track. Like that's what he is to me. I remember the first time I ever heard a song with him. I, I think it was his song and it was featuring Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't think it was Bone Thugs featuring Ty Dolla $ign. It was Everything 100. I remember seeing the music video and everything. I was like, okay, it's Ty Dolla $ign. Okay, now I know who that is. And then ever since then, I've just been seeing him featured on things, and he does not miss on features. Him solo, whether it's featuring somebody with aside from Everything 100, but him solo like Beach House 3, I think it was. I was like, this is cool, but I can't listen to him by himself for some reason. But Ty Dolla $ign, he's still my dude though, because he does not miss on features at all. So this was a great track. Just saying like, hey, on my way up. So to everybody up there at the top, everybody up in the sky, like I'm on my way up to you. So yeah, good track. Track number 5, "Legend." It was just a 48 second bit of it was just a lewd, and it was cool. It was very. I could see that he's a dancer. Like some of these tracks on here, I was like, man, it just got the groove. I could see. I I was dancing listening to this. Like just not all over the place dancing, but just vibing with the beats, like just grooving with them. So, but yeah, cool lewd. Track number 6, "Trouble on Central." Man, this you talk about a vibe. This beat, I mean, just smoke and ride to this, or just chill to this. Like that's what kind of track this is. Here, but it was just saying like he wishes this, he wishes this, he wishes that. Like he wishes he had a girl, he wishes he had the finer things in life, he wishes he had a better crib. He just has all these wishes, and most importantly, at the moment, he wish he wasn't stuck on Central. Um, and he's just so good at staying in trouble. Like look at him now. He's stuck on Central. Like and there's trouble on Central. And he was just talking about how his mom said that he thinks he's oblivious, or he's his mom thinks that he's um not clueless. I forget exactly what he said his mom thinks about him or said about him. And his dad said like, yo, you gotta stay out of trouble. And it's like he's so good at staying in it though, like just being in trouble. But like this is just a great track. Just like the next track is "The Blue" featuring Snoop Dogg. Like now Snoop, of course, he's the West. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Guap Dad 4000 is from the West. Khalid, I know he's from Texas. But Ty Dolla, I'm not sure where he's from. But this album just feels like the West though. So like Buddy's one of those rappers now that I feel is representing. And with this track, "Blue" featuring Snoop, well, one of the best cosigns you can get from somebody from the West. Like you one of them now. Like you up in there with Nipsey and some of the newer cats from out the West that's representing Nipsey, Kendrick, Schoolboy, J. Rock. Like absolutely, you out there. But yeah, "Blue." This was a very funky kind of track actually. Just saying like, yo, I never wanted a lover. I wasn't looking for one, but I found you, and you came out the blue. And like, yeah, like it just happened, and I'm glad that it did happen. So yeah, cool track. Um, the next track I want to speak about is. Let me say something about "Speechless." "Speechless" was cool. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I was just like, yeah, it's not that I don't like vulgar music. It's not that I don't like kind of raw, very sexual tracks. It's just I just wasn't fucking with this. Like it was tracks like this that turned me off on Tiana Taylor's KTSE album. I was like, yeah, I'm messing with three out of like the 8 tracks that are on here, with the other 4 or 5 are like that. Like, so I was like, yeah, I don't really care. It kind of reminds me of that one track um, on SZA's album in that song with Kendrick. I forget what it was called, but it was just very vulgar. I was like, what is going on here? Like yo. But yeah, Restless wasn't a bad track. It just wasn't for me. So I guess I am talking about every track on here because I'm talking about the tracks I thought I wasn't even going to speak on. Track number 9, Young. This this was just a great track. Just saying that life's way better when you're young, and that whole just using the same um, not hook, but just well yeah, hook slash chorus that Outkast did on Liberation off of Kumina, just freaking great. Now I'm not sure if Outkast used that from something from the '70s or anything, but that was just great to see that on here. So he obviously has Outkast influence, and he said that on the album that he was listening to Outkast in like '96 or something like that. Um, which is dang. If he remembers listening to Outkast in '96, dang, because he was born like '93, wasn't he? So fuck, good ass memory. But um, but yeah, this is just a great track. Track number 10, Trippin' featuring Khalid. Just speaking once again, more vibes, good vibes though, like just sipping, living. It's all got me tripping. So of course, Khalid has just a great feature, even if it's just on the hook, which is probably what people want. People don't really, he doesn't really rap, from what I know. Like American Teen wasn't really rapping like that. He was harmonizing over the beats, but not necessarily rapping. And of course, had his hooks and choruses, but yeah, and then Buddy himself, just saying like, um, I'm doing this because like I'm going through it, like going through real life shit. So yeah, I'm sipping, like I'm trying to be tripping because like shit getting to me. And then which is kind of cool because listen to the next track, Find Me Too, which was a calmer track for the album. But he was here just saying like I just want to feel love, and he was saying rest in peace to the people that are not here with him. And he was saying that if his grandma was here to see what he has, she would shed a tear for him, and his uncles would be like, "Damn nephew, you really did that." And he talked about being signed to Star Trek and everything, and how he appreciates all the good, bad, and sad times that have happened in his life, especially since um, getting signed. I think he made that clear. And he just said he expected none of this stuff, though. Like, not just what he has, but even just getting signed, one thing, but just what's happened to him ever since he got signed, like, got put on. It's like he didn't expect any of it, but he's grateful for all of it, whether it was good or bad, or he's just thankful for it. So it was a cool track. Like I said, it was calmer. Um, and it was really cohesive, like tripping, and you just like trying to find yourself. This is a cohesive album. Like when I look at these, if someone said this was albums all over the place, I can't. I don't know if I'd agree with that because yes, we have tracks like the Blue and shoot, well, Blue really. But let's go ahead and get to this last track before I talk about how I feel about this album as a whole. Shine. Just saying, no matter what happens in his life, he and the people around him, they just can't help but shine. Like just no matter what happens, just can't help but shine. I think that's a good way to end the album because we start the album off just saying like, yeah, I'm going through real life shit, and then being like, yeah, shameless, like I'm going through this real life shit, so I gotta get this money. Uh, but like, I guess you could say if you say that how Black didn't feel like it had anything to do with the album, it felt like it was just something to make people listen to the album just to get to that track, which I don't. You could just always skip to the track you care about, but still, yeah, just saying like yeah, real life shit. Then go to Shameless, um, Hey Up There, though it tied into the album as well. Just saying like I'm gonna get it, um, like coming off Shameless, like I'm trying to get it in life, so now it's like Hey Up There with Ty Dolla Sign, um, on my way to it. Then Trouble on Central, it's just like just a scene being painted like of just life in Southern Cali, being on Central, being out in Compton. It's like cool. The Blue, I guess it is cohesive given what came after that. Like the Blue was like I found this girl who I didn't think she was gonna be my lover, but she is. Like she just came out the blue, and now on speech is like, this we have a very vulgar visual sex. Young, I just say like, yo, life is better when you're young, cause he was realizing like, just looking back like, um, where I'm going through now, how I'm dealing with it, like how I'm coping with it, the decisions I'm making based on these circumstances, and life was way better than I was when I was young. Tripping, um, wanted to be young again, wanted to feel like I did when I was young. So I'm sipping and doing all this shit just so I could feel good again. And while doing that, I'm trying to find myself. And then you have the last track, Shine. It's like whatever happens, I can't help but shine. So this album was very cohesive. Like this was a damn good debut album, one of the best that I've heard. Um, well, in the past, what? That's one of the best debut albums I've heard since I've really been reviewing music consistently, and that's been for what? Um, Coming up on 3 years now, at least reviewing on the channel. But one of the best debut albums that I've heard in a minute, and just it's like right up there with SZA's album, and just one of the best debut albums I've heard since I've been reviewing music and just listening to music regularly. So uh, damn good album though, man. I'd give this album a 7.25 to a 7.5 out of 10. If you've heard this album, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below and what you think about my review on it. If you haven't heard this album, I definitely recommend that you check it out because it's one of the best debut albums I've heard all year, one of the best I've heard in the past year, just in the last 3 years, really, since I've just been listening to music regularly and reviewing it. Um, and just it's one of the better albums that I've heard this year, period. Anyway, so definitely check this out if you haven't checked it out. If you like guys, if you just like the West, if you want to hear something new that's coming out of the West, definitely check this out because I think you'll be pleased with this. You know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you like the content that you see. But if you didn't like this review, though, hit the dislike button. I encourage that shit. Check the description so you can see everything from my social media links to my PlayStation Network name, which is just DynamicJAB. Um, and everything else that you can connect with me on. Just check the description. I'm sure you'll find something. The link to stream this will be in the description as well. I think I said that. Um, that's pretty much it, buddy. Uh, Great debut album. I'll definitely be checking you out from now on, and just keep doing what you do because this was just a pleasure to listen to, and I will be going back to listen to this like right after this is done. So thank you for watching, but if you're watching, thank you too, and I'll see y'all next time.